Hello everyone, this is Nick and welcome to Jan Zeleni's Mashinky. This is a little train game. It's still in early access. There are updates that come out for it every now and then. Hasn't been any in 2020 yet. But you know, they'll be working on it. Yeah, so it has updates every now and then. It's a pretty cool little train game. It's relatively... I don't want to say it's simple, but it's definitely not too complicated. We'll just go ahead and get right into it. I'm gonna create a new game here. I'm gonna be playing on a custom difficulty that's pretty tough. I think it's harder than hard difficulty because I think just regular hard difficulty has what did it have? I can't remember. Ah, the auto connection. Yeah. The sorry, not the auto depot connection, but it had. What did it have? I don't remember. Ah, yes, it has the change drive direction at stations and when overweighted, and I no, that's I don't like that. Um, so disable, everything's disabled. Town set names. My last little experimentation with this game, I played Russia, hoping for like cool Russian names that I could read, and they weren't. They were actually in what is it? Cyrillic, I think, is the alphabet. So I couldn't read them. They weren't actually in Latin letters. So I don't know. Maybe I go for. I think the default is United Kingdom, but that got boring. Netherlands. Yes, let's go for the Netherlands towns. That's fine. Netherlands is good. Right, so everything else pretty generic. I think I'll just keep a bunch of stuff on medium, except for lakes. I'll have that on low. And 256 map size. Yeah, we'll keep it sort of medium. Don't want it too big, don't want it too small. We'll start at the very early era. Okay, let's go for it. Hopefully we get a decent map. If we get a map that's kind of crap, I might just try to keep creating one that suits me. Not suits me, but suits the playability of this game. Anyway, this is Mashinky. Very, very nice little train game. This is the sort of the beautification graphics type of layout, and then we've got the builder layout, which I'm going to be spending most of my time in, because it's a lot better for me to be able to see the actual grid system in terms of placement and whatnot. But let's see, how does this look? Got a decent amount of logs, pretty centralized, nothing really out. Ooh. Oh, those toolworks way up there are really bad. That's really bad. A lot of coal down here. A lot of lumber and coal, or sorry, logs and coal right there. Sawmills out on this side. Those two toolworks really worry me. That's pretty just out in the middle of fucking nowhere. Towns are looking okay. Yeah, the towns are okay. They're decently spread out. We've got a nice big one here, centralized as well. Sadly, it is on a mountain, and a big one up there in the middle of nowhere, so I might do a new map. The logs and coal look really good. The sawmills and those two toolworks up there are absolutely atrocious. Like, it's just atrocious. So I think I might... Yes, I will generate a new map with the exact same settings. I'm pretty sure it keeps everything. Yeah, it keeps everything. So, just go for it. Start again. Might have to do this a couple of times. You never know. You never know. Logs are nice and central. Coal is decently central, except for that. This is the exact same map. It generated the exact same map. Can we randomize? Yeah, it's randomized. Don't generate the exact same map for me, please. All right. Logs and coal, logs and coal, logs and coal. Really nothing around here in terms of industry. It's all kind of just segmented to the right side of the map. Towns are decent. Why do they always just stick a big mountain right in the middle of the map? Let's try another one. Randomize again. And I know as you go progressing, the reason I'm trying to find an ideal starting map is because as you go progressing through the eras, you know, once you invest in unlocking new technology and you go through the ages as your time progresses, more resources start to pop up all over the map, and they're completely random. So, you know, you don't control where they pop up. So they might, you know, one could potentially pop up right here on top of this mountain, and that would be absolutely horrific. So I want to at least be able to try to control the starting map. This has a decent amount of central logs, nice central tool works. Sawmills are kind of spread out all over the place, but that's not too horrible. It's pretty bad, but it's not too horrible. Got this town that's okay. Nice big, no central towns, which is fine because you make more money the further apart they are. A lot of coal just hidden away behind these mountains, or well, two and one's fine. Let's try a couple. Let's just try a couple and see what we can potentially come up with in terms of a decent. That's a lot of industry up there to the north. That's actually almost ideal. That's actually not bad because it's separated from the towns, so you can have kind of like isolated rail networks. You know, just have a massive industry area up here, and then the whole like passenger transport area here. This is not bad. This really isn't bad at all. And these two toolworks here do have a couple of sawmills and a couple of coal things and a log. So maybe one sawmill will go unused, probably that one there. You can transport logs up to this sawmill, then lumber down to here, and bring these two coal over to another one. This is actually like a mini minor industrial area. These two coal can be brought up to here with relative ease, and then all of this can be used with these two toolworks, and hopefully as we progress through the ages, we get a couple of foundries and steel mills sort of north up here in this area. This is actually not bad at all. This is really, really good. We might run into like traffic jams, railroad traffic jams up here because of how close everything is, and there are going to be a lot of trains kind of set to that area, but this is actually not bad at all. I think I'm going to go ahead and accept this as my world. 0 lakes. I don't think lakes pop up when you have them on low density for some odd reason. I'd probably have to put it up to medium, but this map I think is too good to pass up. Yeah, this is a really nice map. I like this map. Alright, let's get... How do we start things off? Probably start things off by getting this 8 town connected to that 7 town. Or possibly even 8, 6, and 6. Just start with these 3. Have a depot somewhere around here. Because I'm only going to have one depot, so I want it pretty central. So it can kind of branch trains out to the entire map. Yeah, that wouldn't be a bad idea. Well, just to be, I guess, on the safe side, let's start building a station here on this 5. And let's connect this 5 to that 8 and see how much that sets us back. Yeah, let's connect this 5 to that 8. Go. Nice little station right there. And let's get this station sort of there. Right there. Beautiful. Alright, now I do have my own personal rules for this game. I haven't been playing along just a couple of days. It's been out actually on early access for I think like 2 years or something like that. But I only just picked it up very recently. And hopefully they managed to, do a lot more with it. Hopefully they managed to tweak a couple of things, but my own very personal rules are to basically have 2 straight railroad tracks extending out of each station. I never just bend it immediately, because I like to have, if I have any other rail networks coming in, I like to be able to connect them without having a signal that impedes in having a curve connection. I'm not going to do it to show you because everything I do costs money, but you're just going to have to take my word for it. I always have an extension first. So one is to have a rail signal that doesn't have a little curvature, and the second one is for a road network to kind of come and pass through the railways. I don't actually know. I know you can sort of help these little towns expand by building roads yourself. Of course, you do have to spend your own money. I don't really know how well towns develop 100% fully on their own, though. I actually don't know. I haven't really tested it out too much. I usually focus a lot more on the railways and the rail networks and not really the town stuff, because you can build, you can build bus stations. Like this is a road station, not a train station. So you can build bus stations and by transport buses and mail trucks and stuff like that and have a little road network. You can't do that if you want to, but I tend to usually focus primarily on train things. But yeah, that's one of my rules. One of my rules is, at least for passenger stations. Passenger stations, I always put 2 rail grid square things extending out of them. For industry, I usually just have 1, just to try to have connections off of them. I usually don't have vehicular roads going through my industry sectors, and this is a beautiful industry sector. That's just amazing. Not gonna have any problem with building roads through there at all. Alright, we're down to 844. Let's see, because this, if I, how much would it cost to do that? 217. No, I just can't afford that. I think I might have to have the railway kind of come down here and then go that way. It's usually ideal to not have too many curves in your rail network, because that slows your trains down a little bit. But I think it slows them down even more if they have to go uphill. So I think if I just bring this, it actually looks pretty good right down there. Yeah, it's 63, and then 2, 2, and then to connect you to here, that's 128 money, and only 2 curved sections. Everything else is just a straight shot, which is very, very nice. That's actually not bad, and we're down to 649, so I think for me to connect, if I just go straight to connect this again, how much is that going to cost me? That's another, well, probably like 400-ish if I do it up here. Yeah, because it's trying to intersect rail lines, and there are a couple things I don't really want to do too much of. And that's build like super complex rail things with a bunch of crossings and all that. So I tend to just kind of have trains go in like a clockwise thing on a loop. I don't really do too much with. And I think what was probably going on, it might have been trying to get that up around the back of the town, and I don't want that because they're going to grow that way. I don't want to kind of impede their growth with just a track right there. So I definitely want to bring it down here. And we'll probably just, what we can do is follow. Yeah, I think we can just follow the exact same railway. Just bring it right down here. There, right? Yeah, there. Down here. That's 6. 6 straight. Ooh. Oh, I screwed them over, though, don't I? Well, this will be temporary. Once we get a little bit of money, we'll probably delete this and create a nice big loop. So, it's fine. There we go. Down to 299. 299 money. Good thing I didn't extend the... Well, I could have probably extended to one more town and brought it in. But I need a little bit of money to actually buy trains. So let's get our depot nice and central. Nice and central. Right here. And the first station it touches will be Drachten. That's a nice Dutch name. Right here, outside this field. I don't know what effect fields have on towns. I don't think any. I don't think this game is that complex. But let's get this right there. That's another 75. 75 money just gone. Let's make that a little bit smaller for now. We don't have any extremely long trains for the time being. Right, let's buy our first train. Well, the only one we can buy is the 260 Porter. That goes up to 40 miles per hour and can carry up to 168 tons, including itself. So it can actually only carry 113 extra tons. Operating cost of 1 money token per, I don't know how often, I don't know, month, 2 weeks, I really don't know, but it's the only one we can buy because we don't have any lumber tokens, we only have money tokens, so there we go. Our first train, a 260 Porter. And let's go ahead and get, how much can this carry? Basically every time you need to transport something, you're gonna have, you know, as you go progressing through the game, we'll get other sort of carriages that that can take logs in a much more efficient way. You know, you're going to be able to carry more of a capacity for a more efficient tonnage, and you have to kind of try to mix match stuff to not go too over a train's weight. You can actually go over a train's weight. I think it affects its, I don't know about its top speed, but definitely its acceleration. But who knows, maybe if you just overload it to the max, maybe they don't even move. I haven't even tested that out, to be honest. But let's get a couple of coach cars. How many can this take? 29, 21, 43. Oh, we can actually get one more. There we go, 65. All right. Now we're at a max of 165 weight, and this train can take up to 168, so that's pretty damn good. Let's go ahead and tell that to start carting passengers. Let's get time running here so these stations fill up with people. Well, let's go see our very first train in action. Oh yeah, there it is, magically coming out of the depot. Carriages just appearing out of thin air. Absolutely beautiful. Look at that train. Our very first train. What a gorgeous little thing. That five wagons, 5 carriage wagons, passenger wagons. I love how you can sort of follow them along. Yeah. Toot, toot. Yes. Let's move on over to this. Nope, this side. Nope, oh, there. Ah, one more. Hey. We just passed by a little town name. I wonder if, it's actually, it's interesting to check. I don't think I've ever actually looked at that. Do they have the town names written on them? Picking up 3 passengers. We have 3 passengers in our very first car. Does this have the town name? No. It just has a little locomotive symbol. Okay. Alright. Well, this train's now just gonna go ahead and do its thing. It's got 3 out of 75 passengers. It's going to net us a total of 5.8 money tokens when it gets to here. But that's only because we only just started time right now, so the station didn't have time for people to start going into it. Sadly, the station's, what's it called? Catchment area, I think? Yes, the catchment area is still pretty small. It's this blue square, or rectangle. This is not a square. So it's only picking up people, or generating people, I guess you could say, from these 3 houses. So we're eventually going to need to get an extension built so it picks up from these 2 additional houses as well, and any other houses that appear over time. This little town grows. Drakten, our little depot town. Let's go ahead and just rename this as Depot, because it's the only one we're going to have. Can't build another one. So there it goes. There goes our little train. Oh yes. Now, I have literally no money to do anything else. So, really the only option I have is just to kind of let this thing speed up a little bit and start delivering people. There's 11, 12 passengers over here at Purmerend. Any Dutch people care to correct me on the pronunciation of these stations? Please be so kind as to go right ahead. So, there's 5.8 money tokens. And now, with those 20 people it just picked up, we're going to make 38.7 when it gets to Drakten. Oh, yes. Yes, yes, yes. And there's going to be 17 people waiting for there for us. Now, 60 money tokens is not enough to do anything, like actually anything. My first order of business, once I get the money to do so, would probably be to build a waiting room here at Purmerend, because this has 5 more potential buildings to pick up people from, so that town's going to be generating people like crazy, whereas this one only has 2 potential buildings to pick up people from. And a waiting room, the thing that actually increases your catchment area, costs 100 money. So that's pretty tight. What I could do, actually, that's not a bad idea. I could take out a loan. The game basically starts you off already with a loan of 1,000 tokens that you do lose money for. You see here, loan share. We've already lost 16 money just over time from the loan that we initially started the game with. And you can borrow up to an entire 1,000 more. And I feel like having a bunch of money right now would be beneficial, just so I can plonk down 2 waiting rooms, instead of just trying to painstakingly work my way up to 100, so I can put 1 waiting room here, then painstakingly wait a whole bunch more to get another 100 to put another one here, then painstakingly wait, I don't know, an entire in-game year to be able to buy a second train. So I think maybe we just take out a little bit of a loan. Let's say an extra 500. It's going to increase our interest rates. We're going to have to pay a lot more for loan share, but we're going to be making a lot more money. And the faster we make money, the faster we can repay our loan off. But these initial months and years are pretty tough when you have nothing in the bank. So let's go ahead and borrow, let's say up to 700. That's almost the entire rest of the loan that I can take out. So I only have, screw it. Let's just go all the way. 2,000. There we go. So, there we go. We have now taken out the absolute max loan that we can take out. So, let's put a waiting room right here. And now we're picking up people from every building there. And let's put a waiting room here at Drakten as well. Maybe it's Drachten. I don't know. Oh, is that... there's a house there. Okay. There we go. Right there. So, now those 28 people are going to net us 54 money. Pretty good, pretty good. So you've got 2 waiting rooms plonked down. And I feel like with this 880, we can potentially maybe connect another town. No, 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 no. I think I could probably look into starting to get some planks going. Then again, I really want to make sure that my money income, or my money token income, is pretty decent. I think I want to get this sorted out before anything else. What I could probably do is try to connect these 3 towns. Den Helder, Vlaardingen, and Doetinchem. Doetinchem? I don't know. I don't speak Dutch. But we could probably try to connect these 3 towns, have them generating a bunch of income, and then when we get a bit more money, create like a big loop. That actually wouldn't be bad. I don't know what to do with Waspik though. That's kind of sitting right there in the middle. And the way that this the income works is that wherever you pick up passengers, this is why I say that the game is slightly simple. It's that you don't actually have to figure out where to take people. You know, a station just generates people, and then you could literally just pick them up and throw them anywhere, and they're fine. They'll pay you for that. They don't actually have desires. So this isn't really people, it's really just a resource. And basically what you want to try to do in this game in Mashinky is take them the farthest possible distance at the most efficient speed. So you don't necessarily want to take a bunch of people from Purmerend to Doetinchem, because they're not really going to pay you very much for that that passage, that voyage. That's going to be very cheap. You know, we could take like 100 people and they'll maybe pay us like 100 money. Whereas here, we're only transporting 64 and they're paying us 124 because of the fact that Purmerend and Drachten are relatively far away. So, you know, the most efficient travel would probably be like this here, taking people from Utrecht. Hey, I have a friend that used to live there. And Middelburg, so Utrecht to Middelburg, would definitely be the most profitable line. Just having just straight shot, no connections anywhere else, just boom, Utrecht to Middelburg, and then probably Roermond down here to Vaardingen. The thing is, building that railway, and not only that, but disrupting my industrial railways up here, that's kind of a hassle. And I don't really want to do that. So you have to kind of make compromises and look for places that will net you a decent amount of income. And of course, as you go through the ages and buildings start to, people start to build houses in little towns and all that kind of stuff, you do get a faster income of people, or faster generation of people, basically. Whereas, it's incredibly slow right now. This will speed up in the later stages of the game once you get into the diesel age and the electric age and all that kind of stuff. So you can do compromises. You can do like just little town loops that are incredibly profitable, especially when the towns start to grow. They generate people faster. The thing is, this Waspik right here, that's just kind of in the middle of everything. I feel like that might just not be the best town to try to... What I could try to do like this really crazy we could do like Waspik to Purmerend, Purmerend to Drachten, Drachten to Vlaardingen, Vlaardingen to Den Helder, and Den Helder to Doetinchem, and Doetinchem to... Like, we could just do this like crazy what is that? Like pentagram? It's a pentagram. We could actually make a pentagram in this game, just with Waspik included. We could actually hail Satan in Mashinky, so that you'd get the best out of every voyage. You wouldn't just have people paying from Den Helder to Waspik and then to Vlaardingen. But that's a lot of work. It's better to just kind of have a loop. So I think we'll probably just have a loop. And we're making a decent amount of money, but now we have a little quest. Let me introduce myself. I'm Jack Tamiel, LMBR Deputy Company. Sure. Lumber Deputy company. Our company plans to invest